In the last Classic, Real Madrid lost 4-0 to Barcelona at home. During the game, Vinicius Jr. and Gavi had a disagreement after a dispute over the ball. After the provocations, Gavi makes a sign of 4 with his hand because of the score of the match. Then Vinicius turns to him and says, yes, but on Monday I'm going to win the Ballon d'Or. So that means you thought Vinicius Jr. was going to win the Ballon d'Or award in 2024. That's right, yes, but that didn't happen, and some specific reasons led to that. So let's look at them in 2020. For FR Football, the entity that awards the Golden Ball Award, which is one of the most coveted individual awards in the world of football that has ever was won by several legendary players who marked an era of this sport. France Football established different criteria for this year in the awards in 2024. The main criteria were individual performances, 2 team performances and achievements, 3 classes, and fair play. Because of this, Rodri was elected as the best player in the world, and Vinicius, who many thought would win the award, ended up being left out. What hurt the real player the most was his terrible performance in the Copa America with the Brazilian team and his provocative behavior on the field last season. Of course, provocations are something normal and happen in football, but Vinicius's was almost in every match. In some he was right, in others the Brazilian was completely wrong. For example, in the round of 16 of the Champions League, where his heated behavior caught attention, he lost the head in a move and gave the opponent a push outside the ball dispute, and even went after him. Orban Vini has to be calm. Vini is going to be sent off. The referee had his back to the move. This is a move that is already a foul even for a yellow card. And then in Vinicius, he only got a yellow card. It ended up being cheap. This again attracted a lot of criticism and negative looks towards the Brazilian player, who said that he acts like a poor thing on the field, but that he is super mean to the player's opponents. Something similar happened after he was pulled by the FL shirt, a player from Celta de Vigo, but Vinicius rebelled and pushed the opponent. They both got a yellow card for the foul. Vinicius covered the second. He was pulled. He goes to the ground and gets a yellow card, and the Vini didn't like it because it was safe and immediately received a yellow card. Vini's teammate Lucas Vazquez was questioned about the move after the match and reprimanded him for the fact, but came to his teammate's defense due to the persecution he suffered throughout the games. We know that he shouldn't do that, but we also know that Vinicius is being persecuted a little. They are talking a lot about many things off the field, said the Spaniard in the 2022 season. This type of behavior from Vinicius also happened frequently, even when he was fouled and would have a certain advantage. He lost control and lost his head, wanting to take satisfaction from his opponent. Caving gave it back to Vinicius. Gabriel Vinicius goes after him with a straight red card for Gabriel, a hard tackle without need. How he lost the head. The Brazilian defender duel between Brazilians inside Burnaby, one of the confusions that attracted the most attention involving Vinicius, was in a classic. Vinicius suffered a foul from Gabi. I went after him to get the ball with that. The confusion started from behind, trying to clear him. Balabi that provokes head-to-head eloque between the first. Applause. Music. Mig. After receiving yellow, they were surprised again. Gavi reaches to put his hand in the bag for Vinicius. At the end, Vinicius said that Gav was Moo and that he was out of the Copa del Rey. One of the moments that made many newspapers angry with Vinicius was when he wasted time in the Champions League semi-final game against Bayern Munich. Kim went to hand the ball over to Vinicius, but the real player decided to do that to waste time. Applause. Applause. With that, he once again became a subject in European newspapers negatively. Last season, the Brazilian was always the target of persecution from rival fans and opposing players, and when he complained, he was called a poor thing, but V didn't even want to know and decided to attack the guys without fear. Real Madrid had just tied the match against Atletico de Madrid in the Copa del Rey, and Vinicius Jr. decided to celebrate in front of the ATL fans, pointing to the real shield, saying it's Madrid here. Meanwhile, on the bench, Coach Simeone was crazy about Vinicius Jr.'s celebration in front of the fans and alerted the referee, saying it's the 7. Vin Jr. responded with another celebration with his tongue out and a smile on his face. Then Simeone says, La Connie, it's from you, Madre, talking about the player's mother. Vini says the set is me then. In another moment, Vini makes a move and Real almost scores the goal in front of the ATL fans. He says, Soy muy bueno, madre mia. After the end of the match, he still tried again with, and this time. Applause. Closed this game era dos round of 16 of the Copa del Rey. He lost by 4 points and was eliminated against Junior. He destroyed and played hard. He scored 2 goals, but what remained was his complaint with the referee. V took a yellow dog before the break and left complaining to the judge. The criticism against him increased again. One of the moments that caused the most people to talk was when the Brazilian elbowed Laporte in the back during the friendly between Brazil and Spain. In some other cases, the Real Madrid player was also seen complaining a lot with the refereeing to the point of being restrained by his teammates. In addition, there were situations in which the player simulated a penalty in the match against Barcelona. This became a topic in the media. Because when the Pica held him, he questioned the simulation. Vinicius said that not adding all of this to the provocations made by Vin throughout the seasons, his image was a little tarnished, of course. Much of this provocative and conflict-seeking behavior began to emerge after the cases of racism that happened to him during games for the Spanish Championship, and the Federation did nothing against Valencia once the match was interrupted because of racist chants made against Vinicius. The player cried and needed to be consoled by his teammates, and in the end, he ended up being expelled from the match. Vinicius Jr. became hated by some people for showing the reality of playing in certain matches having to deal with offenses and prejudice. There is no doubt that at certain times the player went beyond the limits until reaching an unsporting level in some cases, but if FR Football uses this as a justification for not giving him the best award of the world, because then they were the award for the best goalkeeper in the world for Emiliano Martins, Argentine goalkeeper. After all, the guy is always provoking opponents in penalty kicks, which made FIFA change some football rules after the 2022 World Cup. And on top of that above, the goalkeeper made several obscene gestures with the trophy and the awards he received, not to mention that he already hit the cameraman in a match. Whether this is exemplary behavior is very clear to everyone that despite the achievements of the great performance and great numbers, Vinicius, isn't it that they would like him to win the Music Award?